Hi, I'm Chris Andrews. I am the Group Product Manager for the Geo-enabled Systems team at Esri. I'm here to give you a brief overview of 3D and Mesh in ArcGIS and to talk about how that mesh can be used in smart city and AEC applications. Thank you very much for your time today. Just a quick overview of my background. I've been at Esri about 6 years. Before that, I was at IBM and then Autodesk, and then previously in the enterprise integration consulting market. My background is primarily in 3D, smart cities, AEC, and utilities, but my education was actually in biology and geology. I've been doing GIS since university, and so I've been in the community for quite a while. About 6 years ago, Esri introduced a new specification for streaming very large 3D datasets called I3S, and since then it's been moved through OGC as a community standard, and it is designed to be cloud, web, and mobile friendly. It is completely open. Anybody can use it without any remuneration for Esri, and it supports all kinds of geospatial workflows, including BIM, custom coordinate systems, and then we're adding to it constantly with feedback from partners and customers. I3S is a key vehicle for us to be able to enable 3D workflows in urban planning, AEC, and other domains. Our apps cover a range of experiences from field applications to rich desktop applications, web, and then some tailored experiences for specific workflows such as urban planning. I won't go into that too much more, but I'll simply say that what we're seeing is a wide application of our apps and experiences across use cases in smart cities, urban planning, digital twins, and AEC markets. Of course, we're looking ahead as well. One of the more exciting things that's released recently is the ArcGIS Maps SDK for game engines that's currently in beta. We've released this for both Unity and Unreal, and we're looking for lots of feedback from our community on how they want to use it. Let's take a quick look at using mesh in an urban planning scenario. So here I have the fantastic 2 cm Denver mesh that Aerometrex provided. I've draped onto that parcels and neighborhoods and streets, and you can see it in this experience on the web. I can just click right on that mesh and see some of that data from the planimetrics. So let's pretend that a large donor has given CU Denver a site right in the middle of downtown. The first thing that I might want to do is actually just use that downtown area for context. And so I'm going to clip out part of the downtown right here in my web experience. And then I'm going to superimpose on that a couple different planning scenarios. The first one being something that looks an awful lot like the Salesforce Tower in downtown San Francisco. And what I might need to do though is demonstrate to the city, for example, that this tower isn't going to cast shadow over the ballpark or other areas where I'm not allowed to. In March and July, it looks like it's probably okay, but let's take a look at December. And what you'll see here is that it actually looks like December actually crosses well over the ballpark. And so maybe I've just violated a code and I can't actually build the tower this high. Well, actually, let's see how high it is in the first place. So now I'm able to use a simple measurement tool here again in the web, and I'm able to show you that the tower is about 1,042 feet high, so it's actually 30 feet less than the tower in downtown San Francisco, but it still does cast that shadow a full half mile away, which is pretty incredible. And so maybe that tower isn't going to cut it, but maybe this fantastic reality capture company Aerometrex has decided to donate for a new building for CU Denver. And so here you can see the shape of the building that they might like, but of course the city wants to see how is that going to look compared to the original buildings that were on the site. And so for that, I'm able to superimpose the photogrammetrically derived point clouds that Aerometrex also lent me, and you can see where their building was in the context of that city. What we're going to take a look at is a quick use of reality mesh on the Building E site at the Esri campus, along with some BIM data and some other experiences that we're able to create. So you just saw me flash through a couple different versions of a construction site in progress. But now let's say somebody in the construction team wants to actually take a look at the kind of in-process as-built in comparison with the BIM data that has been the design for that site. So I have a Revit model that I've brought in and I've streamed in another i3s format right into my web experience. I can superimpose it right there with my reality mesh. And then I can start to use the two together to do things like, say, draw out zones. In construction planning, there's a lot of need to identify different areas on a site that mean parking or materials or safety grouping areas. And then I'm also able to do things such as move around 3D assets in this scene. So if I need to, say, set up a staging scenario where I actually want to move that truck to where it's supposed to be, I can move that around right there in the scene. And then I can even do things like, say, show simple excavations. Here I've dropped down in elevation a section of this reality mesh, and you can see where the underground pipes are going to be. And then I have the full access to access other capability in this type of environment. And in this case, I'm just going to show I can do some simple manipulation of the pipes right here against the context of the reality mesh. So there's lots of exciting things that we're able to do these days in GIS with reality capture data and traditional GIS data, and BIM data, and bringing it all together in experiences for our users to work with. So that's it for me. Hopefully this is a good conversation starter, and thank you very much for your time.